All right, what's going on, guys? I hope you all are out there staying high speed, accomplishing your goals, whatever they may be. Today, I want to go over with you 5 alternate pull-up exercises that are going to be from beginner level all the way up to the expert level. And this is going to be applicable to you whether you're just now starting out trying to get your first pull-up ever, or if you're already able to get up on the bar and knock out 20 pull-ups. All these exercises are going to be good for you. And the way that these exercises are going to be arrayed during this video is it's going to start from the very beginner level, okay? So those of you that are just now starting out, and all the way up to moving up to the expert level, which will be the most difficult exercise right before you actually get up on the bar and knock out your pull-ups. But again, all of these exercises are beneficial to you regardless of your current pull-up fitness level. Now, the way we're gonna be doing this is you're gonna wanna do this in a gym or at least a garage gym with a rack, and then there's a few extra tools that I want you to be able to have on hand in order to knock these exercises out correctly. Some TRX bands, or they don't have to be TRX, they can be off-brand like these. These aren't actually TRX brands, they're a little cheaper, no big deal. Or you can have some pull-up rings, something like that, some Olympic rings. Doesn't matter as long as they have handles and they can attach to a pull-up bar. A resistance band, okay, you wanna have something with some decent resistance because you're gonna be putting your whole body weight on this, so probably like a 50 pounds, something like that. And then you're gonna want a barbell that you can rack on your squat rack about mid-height. Something like that. All right, for those of you that are watching this that are in the military, most of these items are gonna be available to you within the gyms that are on post. If they're not just hanging up on the bar already, then just go ask the front desk and see if they have some TRX bands or some bands. Usually they will, and they'll just let you borrow them. The same goes for a lot of gyms off post. I know Gold's Gym operates that way. But if you're just working with a home gym or your gyms don't have these items, I would highly recommend that you acquire these items because these are really what the items that are gonna help you make your money as you try to improve your pull-up strength. Not to mention they're good for a lot of other things too. These are good items to have, they're cheap, they're great to have in your home gym. Definitely recommend getting them. I will put links to the ones that I'm using here today in the description so that you can go check it out yourself and decide on whether or not you wanna get them yourself. Again, highly recommend you do so. All right, with all that said and done, let's get into it. First exercise is gonna be the wall pull. Now I'm gonna go ahead and use my squat rack for this, okay, to show you guys, but you can do this exercise using any sort of wall, any sort of doorway, anything that you can just grab onto, lean back, and pull yourself towards. This is gonna be the wall pull, or the doorway pull, I think some people call it. And this looks very easy, and honestly, it's not a very hard exercise to do, but you really want to focus on using your lat muscles, the muscles on your back, in order to do the majority of this motion. Of course, you're gonna be using a little bit of the biceps, but for all of these exercises that we go over, you really wanna focus on using the muscles in the back to do the motion. And again, we're starting at the beginner level. This is very beginner level. This is gonna be for those of you that are having a hard time, haven't even done your first pull-up yet, you're working from scratch, you're starting from the beginning. You should be able to do these 3 sets of 50 repetitions, all right? You don't wanna just be rushing this, okay? You really wanna focus on the squeeze. All right, so next we're gonna be increasing our resistance, increasing the challenge level here a bit. We're gonna be utilizing our TRX bands or our rings. This exercise is called the horizontal pull-up, okay? So you have your rings or your TRX bands or whatever you're able to find, whatever you're able to use, even if it's just like ropes with handles, doesn't really matter. But something that you're able to use, you wanna put them about chest level, okay? You're gonna lean back, something at about maybe like a 45-degree angle, something like that. And then you're gonna release the tension all the way down until your arms are completely straight. Utilizing the muscles in the back, pull yourself back up and give yourself a nice squeeze once the handles get all the way to the chest or lower part of the shoulders. And then repeat. All the way out, back up to the squeeze. And as you're doing this, you want to do your best to keep a nice straight back, keep your neck straight as possible. Sometimes you might see a little curvature in the neck. You saw me doing that. Not a big deal as long as you're really making sure to focus on the squeeze using the back. And again, you'll definitely feel this in your forearms and in your biceps, but you really want to try to focus on utilizing the muscles in the back. Squeezing at the top. And if you go nice and slow like this, you'll start feeling a burn pretty quick. Regardless of your level, you'll start feeling a burn. For this one, I would say about 3 sets of 25 repetitions, nice and slow repetitions, deliberate repetitions like this, that'll get you right. All right, so that was the horizontal pull-up at chest level. We're gonna grab our barbell and we're gonna set it up on the rack at about waist level. And with this, we're gonna do under the bar horizontal rows. We're gonna go under the bar, placing our feet along the back end of the squat rack if possible, because you're gonna wanna have some sort of stability as you do this. So for me, I have my wall back here behind my squat rack where I'm gonna be able to put my feet like this as I go under the bar. But if you don't have anything there with whatever you're using, try to get yourself like anything that can put some sort of area there just to help stabilize your feet, because you don't want to have to be relying on your feet as you do this exercise. So whether you put a plate there or a box or whatever, really doesn't matter. Just make sure that the feet are stable. Grab onto the bar about at your just outside your shoulders. Maintain a nice straight back, a nice straight body, and pull up all the way to chest level. Look at you, you're doing pull-ups already. Remember, nice and smooth, nice and deliberate. Make sure you get a nice tight squeeze in the back, and do these 3 sets for 12 reps. Now, if you're not able to get your hands on a bar for some reason, obviously you can still use your bands that are still hanging up. You're just gonna need to go all the way down to where I showed you at the feet. And pull up on the bands. And you'll get the same effect. I would just prefer that you guys use the bar for this one when you're starting out, because it's a little more stable and you can just really get a better grip on the bar and really just help the focus be maintained on your back rather than trying to stabilize the rings, you know what I mean? So try to get it done with a bar. If you don't have a bar, no big deal, use your rings or TRX bands. All right, for this next one, we're gonna be doing jackknife pull-ups, all right? And for this, you're gonna want to adjust your bands or your rings all the way so that when you sit down on the ground and you lift up, your handles should be all the way at the top, all right? So that's what we're gonna do real quick. And this is why I like these bands, these TRX bands, even the off-brand. They're just so easy to quickly adjust. No big deal, you can be on your way with your workouts. All right, so you've got your bands adjusted. You're gonna go ahead and take a seat on your butt. You're gonna be sitting at a 90-degree angle, sitting straight up, keeping nice posture, right? Arms should be fully extended upwards, and keeping your feet stable at the ground. If you need to use a plate for this or a box again, please do so, but you don't have to on this one. Just make sure you keep your heels nice and sturdy, your feet nice and stable, and you're gonna pull all the way up to the top part of the chest. Hold it and release. Again, reminding you, keep nice, deliberate, stable, sturdy, slow motion. Focusing most of the work happening at the back with your lats. And I want you to be able to knock out 3 sets of 10 reps with these. And that's the jackknife pull-up. We're definitely moving up to the intermediate level with pull-ups with those. Even if you're already doing really good with pull-ups, these are gonna be challenging for you. And real quick, guys, even if you're at the beginner level and these just seem a little too advanced for you, give them a shot. Do as many as you possibly can. You don't necessarily have to be hitting those numbers that I'm throwing at you. It's not a huge big deal. Just keep working at it, keep getting there. And once you do hit the numbers that I'm telling you, that I'm giving you, that just means that you're ready to take it up to the next level. So just because you can't do it now doesn't mean you shouldn't be trying and giving your absolute very best to get these done. Now we're gonna grab our resistance band. These resistance bands, again, man, these things are money. You can do a whole lot of things with these. They're very cheap. They're sturdy. You just got to be careful when you're using them because they do have a tendency to slip out from under you. So just be very careful. Make sure you're keeping it nice and calm as you do these, nice and slow and deliberate, like I'm always saying. You want to tie your resistance band up at the top, just by doing a pull through loop, like that. See that? You don't have to actually don't tie it in a knot or anything like that. For you hard-headed individuals out there, nice pull through loop will be just fine. Stretch it all the way out from the top until you can get your first foot into the band. And again, keep it at the middle of your foot so you can keep it nice and stable, okay? Because the last thing you want is this thing to come out from under you and slap you in the nether regions, you know what I mean? Bring it all the way down to the base, put your next foot in, make sure you have control of the band before you start this. And then once we're nice and stable, we found our platform and the band is one with us, we're gonna knock out our pull-ups with the assistance of the band. And because of the way that my rack here is set up, I actually have to turn around in order to do a pull-up. But I just want to show you guys how to make sure to get into the band safely before we do this. So I'm gonna turn around. All right, here we go. With our banded support, we're gonna go ahead and knock out a pull-up, all right? And I'm just gonna do a traditional pull-up. So palms facing in, about a little over shoulder width apart, and we're gonna pull up using the assistance of our band. All the way up, hold, squeeze, all the way down. Now for this exercise, you should be able to get 3 sets of 8 reps, all right? Again, as usual, focusing the movement at the lats with your back. I also think you should switch it up, okay? So not only should you be practicing the traditional pull-up, but go ahead and switch it up every now and then. Do yourself some chin-ups, all right? That's the only difference is you're putting your palms inward instead of away from you. They're gonna be towards you, okay? Chin-ups. And with this bar that I have, and a lot of bars have this at your gyms as well, you can even do some hammer pull-ups, which is just holding onto the bar with 2 parallel bars like this, just like hammer curls, hammer pull-ups. That one's really good for switching up different muscle areas on your back and also working on the forearms. And that is the band-assisted pull-up. Be careful when you dismount the band, okay? You don't want to hit yourself in the nether regions or the face or anywhere with this band because it sucks. Another quick tip with the bands, they come in different weights and different resistance levels. If you are just starting out with the bands, I would get a very heavy resistance level, okay? Because that's gonna give you more assistance as you're getting pulled up onto the bar with the band. And then work your way down to less resistance levels with the band, and that will give you less and less support with the band until eventually you don't need the band anymore, and you can just knock out your pull-ups. All right guys, so those are really the 5 best alternate exercises that you can do to either work your way up to doing your first pull-up or to just increase your pull-up max in general. Again, all those exercises are gonna be great whether you're at the very beginner level or if you're already at the advanced level, just getting up on the bar and knocking out 20 pull-ups. All those exercises are gonna be great for you. And I really want you guys to give this a shot, okay? Give this a shot, let me know what you think about this. If you have experience with some of these exercises in the past, go ahead and drop down what you thought about it in the comments. Let everybody else on this channel know how you felt about it and if it worked for you. Because it's important to remember that the more the community supports each other, the more confidence it will give to everybody out there that's trying to get better. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with instilling a little more confidence through the use of a good community. So please do not hesitate to share anything you have in the comments, whether it's additional advice or if you know for sure you're gonna give this a shot and you're just pumped up to get after it, let us all know how you feel about it. And if you have any additional questions, I do try to read every single comment that I get on my videos. If you have any additional questions, please don't hesitate to ask, and I'll try my very best to get back with you. Don't forget to check out the description of this video because again, I'll post the links to this equipment so that you can check it out for yourself and hopefully obtain it for yourself because they're very useful items to have in your inventory. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. We put out a whole bunch of awesome information on this channel. There's a whole plethora of information on how to increase your fitness level. There's the Follow Me workouts that we've been doing lately, where workouts you can follow along the side with me to actually get your quick workout done. We have career military enhancement, motivational information, all sorts of things that are gonna be good for you. So make sure you go check those out. I'll put up some videos right here that I think you should go check out now if you have the chance. Besides that, I've got nothing else for you, and I'll see you on the next one.